Team Canada goaltender Aiden Hill puts on a show, especially in the third period, as VGK prevails 3-1 over Vancouver in their first game back following the 2-week break. More after this on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome aboard to this Sunday, Monday edition. Tony Cardasco, longtime sportscaster, marketing consultant, along with Chris Golick, hockey news, collectibles editor, owner of Silver State Cards and Sports. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And why the heck are the Golicks wearing Canadian jerseys? We're brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com. It is America's #1 sportsbook.
We'll put it on right now.
So why were you wearing the Team Canada jersey? I'm just curious. What
Why
was
not?
the fans' reaction up there in the cheap seats there at T-Mobile last night?
The fans were awesome. A lot of Canuck fans were giving us high fives and stuff. It was fun. No, Chris has had one of those Gretzky jerseys. I think Christmas gift. I got one recently. I've just started buying up random hockey jerseys for when I'm doing my business.
Pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie. It's sweet.
You see the Ogie Oglethorpe slapshot jersey up there. That's actually
that's phenomenal. That's a new addition there.
That's a new one. Yeah, that's a new one. But no, we just decided to wear it. Listen, Canada's been getting a little bit of heat lately as well from some of the American fans. So let's throw a little love. And we're also repping Gretzky here.
New tariffs for the Golick family there. We've got some tariffs for the Golick family.
Yeah, whatever. Take a number.
And then, okay, so talk about little Chris before we get into hockey. This is a hockey show, allegedly. Little Chris, Rey Mysterio, what in the world? That was great. That was brilliant. A nice little video clip going out there.
Yeah, no, it was actually put on the WWE Twitter as well. Chris made WWE Twitter. That's huge. No, long story short, Tops and Fanatics in conjunction did basically something across the country with athletes and wrestlers and sports athletes and everything going to card shops, and basically they're opening packs of cards, just hanging out for a little bit, pictures, autographs. And me and Chris just staked out the right place at the right time. And Buddy's like, yeah, he's coming right here. I'm like, okay, we're not going to move then. And literally he's opening a pack of cards, showing Rey Mysterio cards. And he pulled, oh man, forgot the guy's name. One of the guys that used to be in one of Rey Mysterio's fractions. And then, they had a problem and all that. And so Chris is like, here, you can have this one. Mysterio's like, I don't like that guy. No.
I don't like that guy, right? Okay, so back to the hockey stuff. Yes. Aiden Hill stopping 20 shots in the third period. Team Canada's very own Aiden Hill. He said that he got a lot of work in with Team Canada, and he said that he faced some of the top players in the world in practice. He saves 33 shots overall and looked very good. And then the post-game interview with Ashley there, sitting alongside him on the bench, seems like a very confident guy right now. He really does. He seems like his confidence didn't waver at all. I think if anything else, he's pretty ticked off that he didn't get a chance to play.
Well, listen, he's going to have a little chip on his shoulder right now, and a pissed off goalie, if they can channel that anger the right way, could be a really good goalie. And Aiden Hill was confident. Kevin Lankinen was the goalie. He was the best goalie of the first period.
That first period was insane. I think you tweeted out that was the best you've seen, best period by an opponent goalie, and I have to agree with you.
I don't think I said opponent. I think I said any goalie.
Any goalie there at T-Mobile Arena. That was spectacular. It was spectacular.
On. But yeah, more importantly, Aiden Hill finishes as the best goalie of the game.
20 saves in the third period. I mean, they were bombarding him.
20 saves. And so first period, Vegas 13-5 shots advantage, 12-10 in the second. So Vegas is basically plus 10 as far as shots go. And then it finishes 35-34. And two pucks did get behind Aiden Hill, both called back, one goaltender interference. Pretty obvious. I still thought
that was obvious. The first one,
I thought Tocchet might challenge. It was a sensitive moment.
He should have.
But again, if the goalie, if they're not challenging, that tells you that it's a non-starter. goaltender interference penalties, whether they called back or not, you just never know right now. You just never know. The consistency is hard to find. So the fact that with all of that, with Tocchet knowing, even if he's wrong, there's a possibility he could be right in the end. If there's no challenge coming, there's nothing to see here. And then Adin Hill gets one pushed back underneath his foot. His pad, he's got his pad down. Ref loses sight.
The whistle
ref
game
blows it
first.
dead, and it goes in after, so that's a good thing. But listen, Adin Hill was confident. He was calm and collected. First goal he gave up, I'm going to point something out, though. Adin Hill has developed a weakness, in my opinion, on his short side. I posted a video back in the Rangers game. I believe it was Panarin that sniped him from out close. It's a tough shot to save, no doubt about that. But the issue is that Adin Hill goes back and starts hugging that post when whoever the Rangers player was is behind the net. And there's no one around him. There's no danger at that point. So, again, I'm not a goalie coach, but my eyes are pretty solid at what I'm seeing out there. And it seems like he's given a little too much respect to pucks in low danger areas. So that first goal that Adin Hill gives up, he goes for a poke check behind the nets. Very ill-advised, and then he can't recover quick enough, and it's 1-0 Canucks in the game. Very, very odd, but he settled down after that and played magnificent.
VGK played the Four Nations participants. So Hill, you didn't think Hill was going to get the start. But
no, I didn't. I didn't think so.
He shows up, and he looked very sharp there.
Very sharp, no doubt.
Of course,
no
other than the 3 goals that he gave up. So you had the participants there in Hill, Eichel, Stone, Hanifin. Eichel, 17:45 on the ice. Stone, they kept showing him on the bench, 15 minutes, 13 seconds. But of that, 5 minutes were on the power play. And then Hanifin, 16:37. Hanifin also quarterbacked Bruce Cassidy's power play. How much do you think of Bruce Cassidy's power play they're going to implement here? I don't think much.
Pietrangelo gets right back to it. 24 minutes on the ice. Hanifin, like you said, 20 minutes. Braden McNabb also over 20 minutes. Mark Stone I got 22 minutes for Mark Stone in this game.
Well, I don't know what I'm looking at, but yeah, he had, I said 15, but who knows?
Yeah, 15, 22. That's close.
I always have the wrong numbers. You know,
a lot of that goes to a lot of that's for the power
5
play.
On the power play. Oh, maybe 15 plus 5. Maybe it was 15 plus 5. You said 20 minutes? 15 minutes.
22 and change.
Oh, never mind. That's not even math right there.
VGK
they also, Chris, blocked 11 shots in the game and 5 by your guy, Pietrangelo, who you were just talking about. Sorry to get you off.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
Canada jersey's still bugging me. It's okay.
The power play was okay, but
it was mid.
They kept looking for that extra pass.
Right.
I joked with the people around me. I said it's a little different without McDavid and Crosby out there on the power play. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a little different for Mark Stone. So Stone was fine. That's okay. Jack Eichel was fine. Wasn't great in the game. Hanifin got the job done again. Quarterback in the power play, he was okay. Wasn't bad by any means. The only player who I thought was maybe behind the 8 ball a little bit in the game was actually Korczak, but he comes up big with 1 or 2 assists in the game. Did he have 1 or 2? 1 assist in the game. I think that was the on the game-winning goal. So Korczak certainly finished on the right side of the game, and it's a good game. I mean, you look at the structure right now. I think that's been the most important. That's my buzzword going back to the week leading up to the Four Nations. The structure has been good. The Rangers game was winnable. The Islanders game was winnable. Credit Sorokin. Sorokin was magnificent that game. And, of course, they wind up beating Boston and New Jersey leading up to it. And if I will rant about one thing, every time I say Four Nations, there was 0 mentions live in the game at the Four Nations. First TV timeout. Nothing. I know.
Canadian champions on TV. That's all they could talk about.
Listen, this has been crammed down our throat for months now. It was a magnificent event when the dust settled. It was fun. Yes, the injuries and all that, we'll save that for when we have nothing to talk about. But point being is there was so much positivity that came out of it. Eichel, Hanifin, Stone, Hill, and Theodore deserved another standing ovation. All 5 of them for what they did. And I think there should have been some recognition either before the game, in the intro, a TV timeout, somewhere in that game. And Cassidy, You mentioned Cassidy.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so much good that came
I should
out
have
of
just
this.
said power play coach Bruce Cassidy.
Fine, whatever, but give these guys a victory lap. What they did was great for the game, and I think the fans would have loved to see it. I know I would have. I'm
That's
mad that
fair.
they didn't do anything.
No, that's fair. And I saw, again, you were very much engaged. I was at the UNLV basketball game. They were going 0 for 6 from the free throw line of the first half. So that's why I was watching the VGK game and applauding Lankinen there. Wasn't really into that Rebel game last night. Goals by Brendan Saad, the game winner. Ivan Barbashev, we spoke about him last week. How about that Selly came out of his shorts pretty much. And then Tomas Hertl picking up the slack for one Lars William Karlsson with the empty net goal. Hey, Lars is back on the ice, by the way, too.
Yeah, no, I mean, starting with the goal score. Actually, I'll start with Karlsson. Listen, we all thought season ender, surgery, toast. We'll see him in the
It'll
first,
still
maybe
take
second
him.
round.
It'll still take him 2 months.
Well, I want to
He's sitting on a
know.
bag of ice every day, bro.
I mean, honestly, this just because he's skating doesn't necessarily mean we've seen the best of this situation play out right now. We still could be a long way away from getting this worked out. But you love our Barbashev goals. Olofsson actually got a tip, it looked like, on the way in there, so that's certainly good to see. Brandon Saad, this is his second goal in 5 games as a VGK, 6 games, something like that, whatever the math works out to be.
Whatever, yeah, it's pretty good.
Transition goal, Brett Howden sees White Cloud. White Cloud misses, hits your active boards, you love to point out, and Brandon Saad is Brandon Saad, his hockey IQ is what's going to help him a lot. We talked about that right when the Golden Knights acquired him. Saad's hockey IQ is going to help him score goals. And I wonder how long this Howden, Stone, Saad experience goes for, because it doesn't seem to make sense on paper. But Howden and Stone have that chemistry. They've been together for a while. Cassidy loves that. Cassidy's talked about pairing people, Eichel and Barbashev. They've played together for a while. Tomas Hertl, I think, has something nice going with Dorofeev right now. And then, of course, now we're on the third line, the Brett Howden line, and Mark Stone with Brandon Saad. So it's good to see how there's options and what happens when William Karlsson comes back in probably the next 7 to 10 days, if I had to guess.
You think so? You think that soon, huh?
If he's on the ice skating, Tony, no one ever, besides Gabe Landeskog for the Colorado Avalanche, no one ever skates and that isn't back on the ice in usually 7 to 10 days, or even less in many circumstances. But I wonder if this is just a last-ditch effort to see if Karlsson's situation is going to get any better, and it either works or they shut him down.
How many Pedersons?
We're find out now that 2 weeks from now he's got to be shut down.
How many Pedersons were on the ice at one time last night?
Like 17.
Well, they didn't call too many men on the ice though. But
too many men penalties in the one period of hockey. You don't see that too often.
You don't see that.
Too often. That's
okay. That's I don't want to go into Riggedville just yet. I'll do that in the next segment here coming up.
7 more minutes knowing the way we're going to go in this.
Right. However, Vancouver comes back to a road back-to-back. Not fair. Not fair at all. They lose twice, by the way. They lost Sunday night in Utah.
Back-to-backs. A lot of teams have back-to-backs coming out. Oilers got bombarded. Oh my God.
Oilers just stinko there in a couple of games, and my Rangers, though, they came out of the chute real slow, and Shesterkin would not talk to the media afterwards. An 8 spot given up between between Shesterkin, and Quick. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the upcoming game on Monday night as VGK visits Los Angeles. Boy, the Kings are on a heater at home. We'll get to that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Looking for a snack that is both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with wonderful pistachios. That's right, one of the highest protein nuts, wonderful pistachios. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of the daily value. Plus, they are packed with fiber and better for you, unsaturated fats to keep you feeling fuller for a longer period of time. Personally, I absolutely love the no shells variety, the perfect grab and go for you for busy days like Monday. My Monday's just going to be off the charts. And whether I'm snacking at my desk or on a road trip or, again, just driving around this city, I definitely reach for wonderful pistachios. No shells, wonderful pistachios for that grab and go ease. Satisfying crack of the opening of each shell. That's like snack mediation, if you will. So get snackin' and get crackin' with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Get crackin'. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. I don't know what got into me there, but I threw in the additional get cracking. We appreciate you making us the first listen each and every day.
Meditation or mediation, by the way?
I think it said
probably meditation.
Hang on. Did I say mediation? Well, okay. Mediation. I was right. Mediation, bro.
Oh, then I said meditation.
We need
Thursday
someone.
Solo show.
Yeah. We need someone to mediate. Of course, this best on best occurrence here on Lockdown Golden Knights. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Fridays are WTF. WTFs are piling up here as we have Golic and
on Monday
Son wearing Canadian jerseys to the VGK. Some people talk about salty. Oh, I just like the reaction of the fans.
People care too much about what adults.
They care too much about what your attire is. They really do.
I can see the sky is blue. It'll piss somebody off. So it's.
I really I like those jerseys. They're pretty sweet. Yeah,
Old
they
Canada
are pretty
Cup
sweet.
Jersey. I mean, it's.
I would not wear that in that situation that soon. You weren't rooting for Canada unless you bet on them. Did you bet on Canada? You traded.
I didn't touch the game.
So VGK plays at the LA Kings on Monday night. The lone road game for the Golden Knights in its next 6 games, for crying out loud. I mean, people were like, yeah, but the Golden Knights had all these players that were in the Four Nations. Folks, this schedule was made before the season. So one of two things happened. Either this was rigged in that they knew that VGK would have as many players playing, and save, of course, Pietrangelo and Carlson, who didn't make it even, or they just wanted it rigged after VGK comes off of a 2-week break. In any event, 6 of 7 after the break at home. L-O-stinkin'-L. Again, the Kings, this is a tough team. This will be a tough game for VGK. They come off of a 5-3 victory over Utah on Saturday night. The Kings at home, Chris, 18-3-2. 18-3-2. Remember, they were just getting bombarded on the road, but now they're going to catch up with a lot of home games a la VGK. They want to take after VGK. Darcy Kemper, 25 saves in the Kings win on Saturday night. Of course, the Kings also partially rigged because they played a Utah team that played a back-to-back coming out of this break. The scheduling, man. I'm sorry.
The Kings deserve a break right now. They deserve.
They do.
Let's
they do. But I felt bad for Utah. So Utah and Vancouver had to play on Sunday night. In any event, this Kings team is pretty good, and they're starting to make a run. And when you look at them, they have a point streak of 5 games in a row, and 9 of the last 10 possible points they have been awarded.
Golden Knights also on a winning streak, 3 games, so give them some credit as well. Just looked up here. The website's called Tankathon. Oh, this is so good. It's the remaining strength of schedule. Looks like the Vegas Golden Knights have the 27th softest.
They were second. They were second after the New Year, second easiest schedule.
Gotcha.
After the New Year. Remember that? Yeah. So 27th now. Okay.
No, general perspective, the Kings are, in my opinion, the biggest concern for the Golden Knights and the Pacific Division for a lot of reasons. Their trade deadline acquisition came just before the Four Nations and Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty, of course, hurt in the preseason game against the Golden Knights. I think it was the first or second shift of the game. Might have been the first, 30. I forgot. It was really early in the game. awkward into the boards. I think he busted his ankle and ligaments, and he missed basically 4 months of the season. So good to see Doughty back. You never want to see someone get hurt. Like, you don't want to see him get hurt at any circumstance.
He missed 47 games, Chris. 47.
Yeah, no, listen, he's going to be in a good spot though. Now
are they going to go after Mark Stone now? Do you think maybe that there's a little animosity?
Got any issues? God, no.
Okay,
God,
let's go.
No. 7 games back, 1-3, 4 points, 1-3, 4 points, +2, and Drew Doughty 1 assist on the power play as well. So Drew Doughty, obviously, of course, you got Kopitar, you got a lot of youngsters working their way up, but like you said, the home situation, the Kings have only played 23 home games. So it looks like 18 of their last 28 home games are going to be at home. This is important. This is big right now for the Kings. It really is.
And they're 18-3-2 at home right now.
Yes, you got that one right. Good job. 18-3-2.
Come on, man. I finally did some research, man.
Plus 17 goal differential, only 139 goals given up. By far, that is tops in the Pacific Division. Jets have given up 2 less goals, and I would assume the Capitals have given up even more than that. So defensive, the Kings are a tough defensive team, and now you got goaltending, and it's all kind of clicking right now. I mean, I say that I'm a broken record whenever the Golden Knights play the Kings. Got to commit to the chip and chase. Got to commit to doing some of the little things even more than you normally would if you try to go right through the neutral zone and create transitional opportunities. Kings are going to be tough to get through, especially now when you add Drew Doughty to that. So it's a tough situation for the Golden Knights. I think the Four Nations fatigue will play a bigger factor Monday, tonight, I guess, to say it like that, on Monday against the Kings and coming up Thursday against Chicago. And then maybe after that, things might kind of slow down. Coach Cassidy did mention that players will need a break at some points coming off the Four
Chicago.
Nations. He did say that.
No one will play.
What does that
Chicago.
mean, though? I mean, does that mean ice time? Does that mean practice? Does that mean day-to-day maintenance, day-to-days? Like, what does that mean, Tony?
Yeah, I think they're going to just ease them back as best they can. And that wear and tear.
Mark's only 22 minutes, Tony.
Okay. Did he have 22? I know he was 5 on the power play, even though I have new math. And a strange configuration for the Kings on Saturday night. So Mikey Anderson came back from his injury, and the Kings dressed 7 defensemen, a la Pete DeBoer, and Brant Clark played 5 minutes and 15 seconds as the lone wolf. Wow. And then, I know I'm correct on this one, and then he did not play the final 26 minutes of that game.
Pete DeBoer.
That's very Pete DeBoer-esque. But no, this is a team that is loaded in the top 6. When you look at Kopitar and Kempe and Fiala and Byfield, they are really loaded on that top 6. And I think that that's where this battle will take place on Monday night.
100%. No, 100%. And that's actually a great way to look at it. I'm looking at the Kings line combinations right now here, according to Daily Faceoff. Youngster Turcotte on the top pair, on the top line was Kopitar and Kempe. Like you said, Fiala, Byfield, LaFerriere. LaFerriere is just a 5-on-5 machine this season. And then you got Deneau, Trevor Moore, and Fogle on the third line. Deneau, Trevor Lewis, Brant Clark. So that third line is kind of like the identity line for that team, it sounds like. Like you said, Brant Clark getting time as a forward, and Deneau and Trevor Lewis aren't going to get a lot of action in that game. So we'll see if they can get that straightened out. But like I said, the Kings are the team that's certainly, let's see, Kings cap friendly. Just really fast here. But the Kings, I believe, should have some room. They're going to have $4 million to work with at the trade deadline. That could be enough, depending on how they go ahead and
what are they looking for? What do you think? What do you think
they
need?
First round picks this year, next year, and the following.
What do you think they need by the trade deadline? What do you think they need?
I mean, they got Kopitar back, and I think pushing Brant Clark out of the defense gives you an idea of their depth right now. Mikey Anderson, Gavrikov, Edmondson, Doughty. Doughty's on the second pairing. Mavari, Jordan Spence, couple youngsters. So, I mean, you can money ball it. You can go for depth. You can go for a top, like a middle 6 forward and a top 4 defender. You can do it that way. You can go for a superstar if you want to put all your eggs in one basket and see if someone's willing to eat some cap. I mean, there's a lot of things the Kings can do. Golden Knights, I'm not buying any of this. It seems like people are buying this. I don't buy this.
No, we don't buy it. No.
You want to hear what I'm going to say? That's pretty funny.
They're going to be active at the trade deadline.
Yeah, no.
BTK will
Kelly
be.
McCrimmon,
If there's a player out there that new car smell, he definitely goes after the old new car smell. If that makes sense.
But they makes moves. He makes moves, but people are buying into it, and I don't understand that. Like, people are taking the bait. I don't get that.
Oh my gosh, that was so.
He's going to have $5.2 million with Shea Theodore, assuming Theodore is out as long as we think he is. He's
did you see the Sportsnet interview? He had on a hoodie, and both of his hands were in the pocket.
That's me right now.
That was him though. He was. You couldn't see his wrist. Well, we saw it already, though.
Shea Theodore.
Shea Theodore. Who?
I thought you McCrimmon did an interview.
Oh, no. McCrimmon, no. Yeah. No, he needs to talk with his hands, just like me. But I'm Italian. I've got an excuse. So, Los Angeles, though, the big news this week was that for the first time in 15 years, LA will be hosting the 2025 NHL Draft. That'll be June 27th and 28th.
Let down.
I think it's the Intuit.
Good luck following up the
arena.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's like. That's what the Four Nations was like. Did everyone look like they were skating like a step slow last night?
First period was bad.
That's what I was noticing.
It was bad.
It was just like it
got
like
better.
You go from it did, but still just like that higher caliber of the two nations face off. We got spoiled. Speaking about being spoiled, coming up, I don't want to spoil our locks of the night and predictions. So we will get to that next after this on Locked On Golden Knights. We want to tell you about our good friends at FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. And when the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started. There's no better place to get in on the action than at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, and you could also get into the action if you're looking for a fourth quarter comeback. My Knicks had no comeback on Sunday. And make sure if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay. And I like where you can bet on a player to hit a clutch three. And I feel as though on FanDuel, you never really missed your chance. Plus, the app is so easy to use. And when you win, and you get paid instantly. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Again, just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That is FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the National Basketball Association. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. There we go. Split screen. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Sometimes you just leave me hanging there, and I'm just like, it's awkward. Just
I'm busy arguing with people on Twitter about hockey jerseys, Tony. Leave me alone.
Are you still doing that? Is it? It's still
no,
okay. So it's still going. Okay, I was just curious. But you did have a viral tweet the other day. What was that all about? What was that?
Yeah, no, I just basically felt that Eichel had a really good Four Nations and long story, very, very short. Basically, I said that Eichel did a good job shutting McDavid down in the championship game. Icing happens. Austin Matthews gets stuck out there. John Cooper puts the McDavid line out there. And it wasn't just Austin Matthews blowing the coverage there. Actually, it started with Noah Hannafin not stopping the rim around the boards. Adam Fox maybe got a little too jumpy there, and Austin Matthews Austin Matthews left home base as well there. But point being, as I basically pointed out, that Eichel could be captain material for Team USA in the Olympics next year. And 280,000 views later, here we are on Monday night, Sunday night, Monday morning, and pretty fun to watch. And some people got very passionate, especially the Leafs fans in that. And a couple of times I had to bring up 1993, last time anyone in Canada's won anything. And of course the excuses flow and, it's bad. But there's some idiots on there too, getting a little too over the edge and all that. But it's, it's social media. That's what you do.
All right, time for our predictions and our locks of the night. They are back.
Hey, last time I had a viral tweet, a team had to leave the entire state. So we'll see if I just knock the Leafs out of their province.
Who was that? Who was that?
The Coyotes, remember?
Oh, you did?
Literally, like 4 days before the announcement, before any of this even came to light, I said, they play NHL games here. 4 days later, Yote's gone. Yote's out.
The Yotes were gone. And
Yote's out.
So everyone's leaving Canada. So I'm going to go with the former Kings player, Tanner Pearson. We'll have Tanner on Tanner crime. Pearson against Jeannot. That's who he's going to score on. I think they're both like wingers on the fourth. Are they both on the fourth line? I don't know, making stuff up. In any event, I'm going to take Tanner Pearson, who is back, and I'm going to go with Alex Pietrangelo because he had a great defensive game. And he also put one really nice shot on net there against Lankinen on Saturday night. And I'm going to go with the 4-2 final for the LA Kings. I just think LA is so tough to beat at home. I don't like this spot for the Golden Knights. And we'll see Adin Hill again. So they're going to just continue to ride Adin Hill. That's my prediction. 24 games? What will he start? About 20 of them?
Maybe. I don't think it'd be that many, but I'm with you.
They're going to ride him now. They're going to ride him. Watch.
No, they should. They should. This is when he plays at his best, when he gets a lot of starts in a row. So I would like to see Adin Hill get,
Will he start all 5 home games?
No, I think Chicago is Samsonov. Yeah,
for sure.
I would like a 3-2 split down the stretch. Definitely. I think a 3-2 split would be really nice to see. Or sorry, 3-1
split. Okay.
3-1 split. Yes. Hockey stat card. Pietrangelo was actually lower down on for this game. I thought he had a good game. Noah Hannafin was right in the middle. I thought he had an okay game, but
who had a bad game? Who had a bad game?
Lavoie, Dorofeev. Lord Dorofeev was great that
game. He
went
to the penalty box late too.
That happens. Kolasar, Pearson, Haig, Pietrangelo were the bottom 6, whatever.
Petro was on the bottom despite blocking 5 shots.
I thought Pietrangelo had a good game. He had some good.
He had a pretty good game. Well. Yeah, I thought so too. All right,
and we dog Pietrangelo all day, to be fair. So you know what I mean. So I think he had a good game. All right, so Stone Hannafin. I don't know. Hannafin, I thought had some really good looks. Stone, I think, is going to have a little more of this game, maybe a little more direct on the power play. Should the Golden Knights get a couple of those?
He played 5 minutes. He played 5 minutes on the power play, on Saturday.
I think the Kings do come out ahead. I'm going to go 3-2 Kings in a close game. It's a tough game. It's a tough spot. Yeah. This is the hangover game. Saturday was adrenaline, back in the States, back playing NHL hockey. I think the game, I don't know if they practiced that, but they didn't even practice today. I
don't think they did on Sunday. No. Drew Doughty said that he was just exhausted. And he had one of those plays where I think he had a goal and 2 assists against Utah the other night. Mm-hmm. But he did a little chip and chase deal down the ice. And Lafreniere, is that how you say his name?
Lafreniere.
Take
out the end. It's your guy without the end.
Lafreniere. Okay. Yeah. And so in any event, yes, he scored the goal. That guy scored the goal. But we'll see. It should be a tough game for VGK. And also in the rigged zone, the Florida Panthers. So I'm guessing the NHL wants a rematch of VGK in Florida in the Stanley Cup final.
No, man, he could chuck if he's gone for the season.
Because 6 of 7 games at home as well in a 5-game home streak there for the Florida Panthers, just like VGK coming out of the break. It's so rigged. Okay, we appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much, especially our everydayers, especially those tuning in around the globe and our good friends in Singapore as well. On Fridays, WTF, Saturdays, sometimes it's the 2 Canucks, Chris and Chris Jr., not Vancouver, but Canadian Canucks. Again, we'll see you here on Tuesday after we'll have a recap of VGK and the LA Kings. And for my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco. Again, we'll see you Tuesday right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please take care.